How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be continuing looking at Creepshow the TV series. We have Season 2, Episode 4. This is Pipe Screams and Within the Walls of Madness. Overall, a pretty cool episode, and the second to last episode for the season. This season was only 5 episodes, so it's hard to believe we blew through it so quick. A really cool and fun season, but next time's the finale, so we're almost done. That's crazy to think about. Can't wait for Season 3. This episode was directed by 2 people, John Harrison and Joe Lynch, and this time around we have our special guest star of Barbara Crampton. Barbara Crampton, you guys, if you're horror geeks, probably know her. She was in a lot of the Stuart Gordon movies, in particular think Reanimator, but just recently she was in another Shudder project, where is it? Jacob's Wife, where she's a vampire. Jacob's Wife's a pretty good movie. I definitely recommend you checking it out. But anyway, Barbara Crampton here. That's pretty fun. And overall, this was a pretty good episode. You get the first half being one of the Creepshow wacky and silly episodes. It plays to the formula, but it's really fun. And then after that, we get a cerebral episode. You know, one that's kind of kind of out there, which is really cool. But you may notice the name, Within the Walls of Madness. That immediately makes you think of 2 things. H.P. Lovecraft's At the Mountain of Madness, and John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness. So yeah, it does kind of pay tribute to those 2 things. Lovecraft fans, there's definitely some stuff here for you to like. And John Carpenter fans, there is a few nods to the Apocalypse trilogy here. It isn't as direct or on the nose as the Evil Dead episode was, but they definitely are paying a little bit of homage here, so we'll get more into that when we talk about it specifically. But overall, I really did like the first part. Like I said, you're getting your fill of some classic Creepshow silliness, some zany moments, and then moving into darker, more cerebral horror, so kind of the polar opposite of the spectrum. Overall, I really did like them both. I think Within the Walls of Madness is probably the winner if we have to choose one each time. But they're both pretty fun. But man, yeah, the second one, well, I don't know. They're both good. But anyway, let's talk about the sections specifically really quick. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the plot, but I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers. I do want to say my piece on a few plot points and make sure you guys have a basic understanding as to what the story's about, but no major spoilers, and definitely not spoiling the twist. That's kind of the big deal with the Creepshow stuff. But anyway, Pipe Screams. Pipe Screams, you get this guy, he's a plumber, and he's gonna be, trying his best. He's an honest, hard-working man, and he gets hired by Barbara Crampton. Barbara Crampton is the landlord of this apartment building, and it is not in a good state. She wants to spend as little money as possible on these people, and she really views her tenants as like lowlife, scum of the earth. She does not like her tenants. And Barbara Crampton here, like, this is one of Creepshow's classic cartoonishly evil people, and she's really going for it and relishing it, so she's getting the opportunity to play someone super terrible and vile, and Barbara Crampton's just going all in, so that is really fun to see. But anyway, the plumber takes a look at the pipes, and the deal is they're clogged, and he has to find the clog and get it out. But there's a bit of a problem. The pipes have lead in them, and that's not safe, especially because there are children in the building. And he goes, legally, we have to take all these pipes out and replace them with new safe pipes. And that's when Barbara Crampton goes, look, there's a reason I chose you specifically. You see, this guy had a brother, and the brother is out of the picture now, but the brother left the company in kind of a state, and they've had several bad reviews, and Barbara Crampton says, look, your company doesn't have much of a reputation. If you don't do this job how I want you to do it, I'm gonna do my best to put you out of business. So even though he knows he should report the lead, he can't, or Barbara Crampton's gonna try to take his company out. So again, we knew she was a scumbag person, but this just reiterates it. So he goes through and he's trying to figure out what's wrong with the pipes, and you get this feeling that there's something else in the basement with them. You know, there's this cat that suddenly disappears. You're like, whoa, did something get the cat? He eventually tracks the clog up to this apartment, and he goes in and talks to the lady and finds out a little bit more information, talks about how people have been seeing things in the apartment, and maybe it's more than just a clog. The lady also tells us more about how bad Barbara Crampton's character is, and how there's hardly ever any repairmen, and when ones do come around, she has a tendency to find reasons not to pay them. So yeah, this is going terribly. But anyway, the clog is of course more than just a clog. It is of course a wacky Creepshow element, and you do get some fun, zany, over the top. This is, you know, kind of got that Three Stooges, Evil Dead type feel. It's a plumber versus a clog, you know, a clog monster, and it's going to be running around and getting up to some zany antics, you know. And overall, this is a fun one. It does, of course, follow the Creepshow formula, and you can guess most of where this story's going. But at the same time, it's in the basket of episodes that's, who cares, it's fun, let's just do this. So that's alright. There is, I'm not going to spoil the twist, but after the twist, there is one more little element. Because I was like, okay, the twist is like that, but doesn't that leave this in this situation? And they do explain it, you know. They give us one last little scene, and this last little scene I feel really does kind of make the episode. Again, not to spoil the very final revelation, but I do really love that nice little tie-on, the little bow on top for this episode. That was pretty fun. Up next, Within the Walls of Madness, the John Carpenter Apocalypse Trilogy / H.P. Lovecraft kind of tribute episode. Again, like I said, not as on the nose as the Evil Dead episode, but you can definitely see it in there. Anyway, we open up with a man in prison, and this lawyer comes up, a big shot lawyer lady, and she says, look, I want to do your case for free, just tell me what happened. And he goes, oh, for free? I know who you are. You want to sell this as some big book or a movie or something, and you're gonna find profit in other ways because you know I have a story. And she's like, okay, just tell me your story though. And it is a wacky, unbelievable story. You see, this guy, he was working at an Antarctic research base, or maybe it's just high up in the mountains, it's snowy. He's working at this research base, and he's more of a grunt. He doesn't know exactly what's going on, but he knows that they're up to some mystical level science, you know, parallel universes and aliens and stuff like that. So he knows the doctors are up to something, you know, kind of like the Stranger Things scientists. They're up to something. Well, one day, the main doctor lady, this professor, she leaves and comes back from this mysterious expedition. And after she comes back, something happens. You don't quite know what's going on, but shortly after she comes back, the sirens are going off, and everybody needs to leave. The helicopters will get here any moment. We gotta get out of here. Well, you get the professor, you get this guy and his girlfriend, and then you get the point of view main character who's in prison. And the guy leaves his girlfriend alone with the point of view main character, and he comes back after getting the professor and finds his girlfriend's all dead, all split up into pieces, and your point of view character has an axe in his hands, and he says, whoa, 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 it's not what it looks like. there's things that came out of the walls. So, a pretty crazy and wacky story, but we know this is Creepshow. We know there's more than what's going on, but there's a whole bunch of people not trusting each other. Do we really think something came out of the walls, or is this guy just crazy? He's found over a dead body with an axe, and we know from the prologue, the kind of connecting segment, that it doesn't end up super great for him. But why, and what happened to all his friends? That's the questions we're going to be asking. And yeah, like I said, you definitely do see the parallels to the John Carpenter Apocalypse trilogy. The framing mechanism of the guy in prison was Mouth of Madness. The Antarctic Research Station, quite clearly like The Thing, you know. And just a few little things, you know, dealing with the supernatural, which is kind of Prince of Darkness, but Prince of Darkness is the least reference, and really it's mostly the atmosphere of The Thing. But like I said, it's a callback, it's a reference, it's not super on the nose. Don't think this is like an unofficial continuation. It's just there. And there's also Lovecraft stuff, which, if you're Lovecraft fans, check this one out. But anyway, yeah, the atmosphere, being alone, the backstabbing and betrayal, not knowing who you can trust, and it's not just the people, but knowing there might be something else out there, something cosmic and weird. And, you know, I don't know if Creepshow ever did cosmic horror before, so that's cool as well. You know, the big cosmic element, there's more to reality than you see. And overall, I really did like this episode. It's pretty fun. Cool atmosphere, never been to the Arctic before, never did cosmic horror before. Gotta shove in some new elements to the Creepshow formula. But, like I said, I had fun with this episode. I don't know if it's the best one ever, but first one opened up, gave me the wacky Creepshow silliness that I needed. Gotta love that. And then the second one, cerebral cosmic horror. That's cool as well. And as someone who's a fan of the stuff they're referencing and building off of, I really did like it. So, a cool episode. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, this one was pretty fun. So I'll be around pretty soon for the finale of Season 2, which I think is actually the first time they did one big long story. I think it's one big long story in the next one, so kind of looking forward to seeing how that will play out. It's Night of the Living Late show, I believe, so I'm eagerly wanting to watch that one, so that sounds pretty cool. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll put a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Creepshow playlist. So if you want to see my reviews of the past episodes, I have a review of every episode before this up already, and I'll be working on getting more up sometime, so there'll be more there soon. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Creepshow playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.